Hello, hello. Welcome to Handmade by Julia Quinn. Today I'm sharing some sneak peeks with you, some new products, and my ink pads have arrived, my new ink pads, so let's get down to it straight away. And I'm going to use the Layers of Beauty stamp set, which coordinates with the Layers of Beauty dies and the Layers of Beauty masks, to share with you these ink colours. So let's look at the ink colours first. So these have just arrived. I have I've sliced a little bit of the plastic, but I haven't taken it off completely. But I want to show you how you label your ink pads when they arrive, just in case you've never known what to do. And I'll start with that one first. So on the base of your ink pad you have some stickers. Now they come in English and 3 other languages and a blank one. So this one's the English one, and that's the one I put. So there's the top of my ink pad. At the front of my ink pad with this little divot piece here, I put my sticker right at the front. So this one's Summer Splash. And then with the other ones, there is one that is blank. So it's that one there. I'll put that right on the side here. And then one of the others, it doesn't really matter which one I use. Just that one says Summer Splash in English again. There we go. Unless there is no equivalent in the language it's supposed to be. So there we go, Summer Splash. Just pop this in the rubbish. And then with those two on the sides there, when you open up your ink pad and slide it along, you've got the name of the colour and the colour on my ink, the name at the front, and then on both sides as well. Okay, so it's easy to see. Right, so let's do that with all of the colours. Okay, Pretty in Pink. So there are 2 English ones. That's exciting. A Pretty in Pink on the front. I have actually, and it's always good to check, I have actually once put a sticker on the front of my ink pad upside down and didn't know until ages and ages later. One of my customers told me, which is pretty funny. Okay, so Pretty in Pink, Summer Splash. This one is Petunia Pop. All right, take off the blank one. That's the one I want to put on the side here. And see how it's got this lovely little arrow written there, which makes it easy to pull it out. Petunia Pop and Petunia Pop. I'm trying to get extra clever here and put 2 on my fingers at the same time. Rightio. The front of my ink pad, Petunia Pop. There we go. And the other side of my ink pad, Petunia Pop. There we go. And Shy Shamrock. All right, pull you off. Got my blank one for one side of my ink pad, and one English one on this side of my ink pad, and the other English one on the front of my ink pad. There we go. So that's, and then the last one, Peach Pie. I think Peach Pie is my favorite out of these new ink colors, but they're beautiful all together, aren't they? Really lovely pastels. I think they'll be very forgiving, easy to use. Okay, Peach Pie. And then one of the blank ones on the side, and the other English one here, Peach Pie. There we go. So that's how quick and easy it is to label your ink pads ready to go. 5 ink pads there ready to go. All right, that's a good thing for a beginner to know. The other thing is when you get your stamp set, so this one, Layers of Beauty, is a photopolymer stamp set. What I usually do is I peel off the flexible part of the stamp set, and they're usually arranged on the thing exactly as they are on the box. So I like to peel it all off this acetate sheet. Now some people do stamp with them straight off the sheet, but I like to just pop them in there so that they're ready to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you know, it's easy to so 9 stamp set. I would have missed all of those extra little imagery ones if I hadn't been taking them off the plastic sheet. Now this bit of window sheet is a great tool to use for lots of card making, so I actually saved them. Alright, so that's the stamp set done. And then the corresponding dies, what I do, I like to keep my dies separately to my stamp sets. Some people like to keep them inside. I like to keep them separately. I like to keep them in their envelopes, and I put them all in a box like file cards in alphabetical order. And I do make labels for them on my little Dymo machine. I print out the labels. This was a machine I used to have when the kids were at school. They're no longer there, so I inherited the name label making machine, and it's just a great tool to have in my craft room. I use it all the time. It helps me feel organized, and I really like labeling things. Oops. And the other, so I always label the names of the dies, and these days Stampin' Up! Label the dies and the stamp sets exactly the same label, which is fantastic. But I always make sure I make a label telling me how many pieces there are, and that is written in very small print right at the front of your label that is included in your dies, but that's a bit too small for my little eyes, so I like to make it bigger. And the next thing I do is I like to put them on magnetic sheets, and this one here is actually a 2023 calendar that has never been opened, obviously, from a real estate agent. So those sorts of things get dropped into our letterbox fairly, especially at the beginning of the year. I'm just going to use some scissors and just chop it to size. There we go, and I've got another piece for another stamp set there. And then bending the cardboard, not the actual die, take them off, and this one's a nice big one. So I do want to bend the cardboard rather than the actual die there for sure. And because I've got that beside me, I can sort of see where they all fit on in the shape, because sometimes you get them out and use them and you have no idea how they all fit together again. Oh, they're lovely, those little leaf designs, aren't they? Okay. Hello and welcome if you're joining me today. I hope that you're getting some good ideas for using your new equipment when you get it. Right, now, I still keep this piece of cardboard, mind you, because it's good to fit. It fits inside the pocket exactly. And it's got these 3 pieces of sticky tape on it. So I can just pop that straight over there, and it sticks onto the, that's when I'm recycling. Sometimes I use magnetic sheet that you buy from the cheap shops, and it has adhesive on the back, and sometimes I stick that on too. So there, I pop it in like that so I can see all my dies. I can see my label and I can see how many pieces, so you can count the pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There we go, 11 pieces. And then the last thing I've got to share with you today is the Layers of Beauty masks. And I forgot to make a label, but I probably will make a label for that. These come with a little notch and a number, an embossed number that's a bit hard to see probably, but that's what we're going to use our card. All right, so let's get creating. So I've decided, I very rarely make cards like this live. I do like to know what I'm doing, but we're learning together today. So I've decided I'm going to make a card that is Pretty in Pink card base. I've chosen that because I'm going to do this large floral image so that I can have a play using the masks. I haven't done that yet. And I'm going to use the Pretty in Pink and the Petunia Pop to layer my flowers, and then I'll use some Shy Shamrock, the colours. So I'm going to use Pretty in Pink card base. I only need one of them. And then for the inside of my card, I've got a little panel, and I don't know whether I'm going to do it vertically or portrait or landscape yet, but I've used those two colours as my card bases. And then let's get started. All right, so for this stamp you will need the biggest block, the big old F block, or if you have a stamp positioner, that'd probably work well too. Now, I haven't used this stamp before, so before I use it, I'm going to check out the colour of my chamois. The one that lives on my desk gets well used all the time, but I'm just going to wash over my stamp, and I'm doing it that way because it's such a big stamp, just to get rid of some of the manufacturing finish. Hopefully will encourage it to stamp better. Let's hope I'm right. And I'm going to use Petunia Pop to stamp my outline, and then, as I said, Pretty in Pink and Petunia Pop for the flowers. So let's see how we go. First time using my ink pad, so just because it's such a big stamp, I'm doing it upside down so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, gentle patting, always gentle patting. I'm hardly pushing on that at all, but look, it's picking up the ink very nicely. All right, and then on my basic white cardstock, I just got a scrap, push in the middle, give it a bit of time for the ink to absorb. Always good to you know, leave your image to absorb, and there we go. All right, now I can clean that again, and that worked really nicely. I'm very happy with that. All right, I'll take that off later on. Now let's have a play with this. So I've got my masks, number 1. Now there are all sorts of, no, that is the right way. There are all sorts of strategies for using these masks. People say to use sticky tape and whatnot, and washi tape. Maybe I should try that. Or another one that people say is, which I really liked when we went to on stage, someone said to just, because I am planning to die cut this image, so I'm going to start with Pretty in Pink. Oh, my ink pad is very, oh, and I've got no strength in my hands. I'm very stiff. There we are. Right, brand new blending brush, so this will be fun. So I'll just ink it up, get a fair bit of ink there. I'm going to make a line. This was something that someone showed us at on stage. There and there. Isn't that a fabulous idea? So that way I've got somewhere to line up my mask for the next layers. All right. Okay. Here goes nothing. I'm just going to go on there first. I'm laying down my first layer, so I don't want it to be too bright. So I'm just, and as this is a brand new mask and I've never used it before, I have seen what the finished product's supposed to look like. There you go. I'm going very light. That is beautiful, just even to start off with. Isn't that gorgeous? Now that'll be easy to clean up just with the chamois there. Right, number 2. And got my lines to help me line it up, which is rather lovely. Now, there we are. I'm just making sure I've got everything all good there. I'm going to do this second layer with Pretty in Pink as well, to give more depth to the flowers. So All right, that should do. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Wow. I love that. All right, number 3. So for number 3, I thought that I would try using, oh goodness, I just put Pretty in Pink on my card base. What a silly girl. Oh well, somehow or other we'll try and make that a feature of the card. Close that up. So for the third, this is my third layer, yes. I thought I would try, because I'm trying to use the new in colors, using the Petunia Pop, which I think is the color I'm the least confident with. But because I'm not a comfortable pink person, but I am going to get a new blending brush, I think, with a darker pink for that. Here's one I've used for darker pinks before, so I just give that a bit of a rub and hold that and add the Petunia Pop. Yep. Oh, that's plenty of color. All right. Now I could have just gone with the Pretty in Pink again, but decided to change it up, and this is the color we used for the outline. Rightio, let's go. That looks fantastic. Right, next color. I can close my Petunia Pop up now. Love that. The next one, number 4, is about the leaves. All right, got my lines there to line it up with. And I'm going to use Shy Shamrock for that. Another brand new blending brush. Just add that, get rid of the first layer just there. And the mask is magical, the way it just covers up those flowers. Have I got some more over here? Yep. And you just lay your ink down exactly where you want it to go. What a magnificent thing. All right. And then the last layer, yes, this is the last one, is number 5. And I'm going to use the Shy Shamrock again to create that extra tonality of the same color over the top. There we go. You know, it would have made sense if I'd put the ink on this side so I don't have to reach over. Sometimes it pays to think about what you're doing. There we go, there's my ink pad there and it won't move. There we are. Okay, let's have a look. I love that. Isn't that beautiful? And that was a wonderful technique that we were shown by someone, another demonstrator on stage. Oops, shut up the right way. Okay, so that's in Pretty in Pink, the first layer, and then a double layer of Pretty in Pink, and then Petunia Pop, and then 2 layers of Shy Shamrock. Now I'm going to cut it out using our largest die here, and for this job I will use a little bit of washi tape to hold it in place. Just get a little bit from a long time ago, if I can find the end of it. Here it is. I got ink on my fingers, nice green fingers from the Shy Shamrock. There's a little bit there. All right, I'll just go and cut this out. Pop that on my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and whiz that through. Let's have a look. All right, let's have a look, see where we go here. Pop that all out, and there you have it. Now my intention was to just put that on the front there. As I said, I've got a pink spot on here, so I might use that other card base that I had prepared earlier. How did I know that I'd need another card base? And then I would like to stamp a greeting on it. Now the greetings in the stamp set are happy anniversary, grateful to you, God bless. You make my heart smile. I might just do a little simple God bless actually. I'm going to stamp that directly onto my card, which is very unusual for me. Usually I like to always put it on another piece of paper just in case. So maybe I will. I'll give it a go. Come on, live on the edge, Julia. Rightio. And pat, pat, pat very softly and put God bless here. It's like an Easter card, isn't it? There we go. Whew. That was lucky. And I'm going to use dimensionals to pop that one up on the card. Just a single layer card, not too much. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can never really have too many dimensionals. They're like the best thing since sliced bread, aren't they? And one more. Pop that over there. And then we've got to add some blings. So these are the In Colour Shimmer Gems. They're exactly the same colours as the new In Colours, with the Peach Pie, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, Pretty in Pink and Pink Pirouette. Look at which ones have been my favourite so far. And I think I'll use some more Pretty in Pink again today. So 1, and I'll do a big one as well. 2, aren't they beautiful? 3, 4. One more. Where'd that go? Here it is. 5. Okay, that's the front of my card. It's a beautiful, beautiful mask, isn't it? And then for the inside of my card, I did think about doing the same thing again. But this time, I think I'll just do the masks without doing... No, I won't. It's way too hard for me. What I would do probably is maybe do them again and chop it off a little bit, have a little bit chopped off. Or maybe I could try that one. Let me see, which one was that? Just that, and do it this way so that it was just that flower. I'm flying by the seat of me pants here. There we go. Layer 1. Using it upside down. This is where you need your little marks to know what you're doing, and I haven't got the stamping on it either, have I? Ooh. Layer 2. And layer 3. And layer 4. Where did that leaf come from? Is that the way it came? I'm not entirely sure here. No, it definitely was on that sort of an angle, wasn't it? Let's do that. And if I don't like it, you know, I can always flip it over and do something else. And the last one, there we go. No, I don't like it, and I will flip it over. So there's a lesson for you, everybody. Probably the easiest thing would be to stamp the stamp again and use that same flower that I was using and just put a bit of ink there and stamp it in the corner. And then with this stamp, it not only has the masks, but you can also use it for colouring as well. And then it probably would be much easier for me to do my layers now because I have the stamped image. So I've just learnt something about myself there, that I need the stamped image to help me, especially when I'm not using when I'm using masks and stuff. So I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. Should I go for the layers again? Here we go, now that we can see what we're doing. There we are, look at that. Oh, it's so much easier. I haven't inked up my blending brushes at all. I'm just using the ink that was already on them. Makes the world of difference when you can see what you're doing. Okay. There you are. And the Petunia Pop. Oh, I don't think that one's in the right place. And the Shy Shamrock. And the Shy Shamrock. Look what I did. But I do like this better than what I did the first time. I'll show you the difference between with the masks and without the masks. So that's done with the stamping, me guessing where it's supposed to go, and that's without the stamping. So it does look much better with the stamping. All right, that's me done. That's my little practice one. And you know what I could do is cut around that and stick it in my card. That gets rid of that little green bit. And I could use my die to do this, but it's probably just as quick to cut around and then pop that inside my card to create the inside, because I always like to decorate the inside of my card. And a lot of people do their envelopes as well, but I'm not an envelope doer person, because sometimes when I do that I forget to use it, because I tend to address envelopes before I find the cards that I'm going to put in them. At the beginning of every month I like to address a whole bunch of envelopes for people for their birthdays during the month, and often forget. Don't know what cards I'm going to use until I do that. So there we are. There's our insert done, and I'll put another, actually we'll put another piece of white under there as well. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sticking it out and watching me make all sorts of funny mistakes. I hope you like that. I think it's beautiful. It's called Layers of Beauty stamp set, and it comes with a stamp set, some dies and some masks, so you can create all that beautiful layering. See you again next time. Bye now.